Hello and welcome to Hope, your health opportunities through physical education class. I am Mr. Penny and I'm going to be your instructor. A couple of quick things here. Communication wise for me, call or text is 407-717-5270 and my email is bpenny@flvs.net. Some things that you should be expecting from me is I'm here to support you, so I will be available Monday through Friday. I've been returning all calls within 24 hours, and you should expect to return any emails within 24 hours from me as well. I will be working hard to grade your work that you submit between 24 to 48 hours. And then I pride myself in keeping close contact with you as a student and also a parent and guardian. And my goal is to make sure that I help you finish your class successfully. And then part of the requirement is that we have monthly progress updates for parents. So I will be doing a lot of communicating with parents throughout the course. You will be starting a drop add period, which is a 21-day seat policy. So for the first 14 days from the date of your activation, it's a trial period, and you need to make sure you're on pace with your pace chart by the end of this add drop period, or else you will be taken out of the course. There will be no penalty or no grade if you are withdrawn during these 14 days. The key is to make sure you're in there early and getting a good start. I've found that students that are most successful are the ones who get in and start early. If you withdraw for any reason after that period, it will be submitted to your high school as part of your transcripts as a dropped course. For this course, there is a 21-day seat minimum that you need to be actively working for 21 days before the final exam could be taken. So that's the fastest that you could go through a semester. And the HOT segments must be taken consecutively. So you should not be working on segment 2 unless you have already completed segment 1. So kind of a course breakdown. All work must be your own. We value a lot on academic integrity, so make sure your work is always your own. Segment 1 has a total of 31 assignments, and Segment 2 has a total of 28 assignments. And you can see the breakdown there. We'll talk a little bit about a couple of these assignments later on. So what is due each week? Once you complete your welcome call, you'll get a pace chart that's going to be in your course gradebook with your due dates for each week. It is a requirement that you submit a minimum of 2 assignments in my class each week to keep your seat. However, if you are doing this during the summer, you should be going a little bit faster if you're trying to finish before school starts up. And again, we can kind of talk about those pacing based upon your individual needs. So how do you log in? So you're going to go to your student dashboard. And some things about your student dashboard after you log in, you'll see there's a place to enter this course in the middle. Up in the upper right, you'll have any sort of communication, emails. If there's messages, you'll see that envelope will turn colors. And then also an important thing in that bottom right section where it says monthly call, that is when your next one is due. If that is red, that means you're overdue, and if a monthly call becomes overdue, it does put you in threat of being temporarily locked out of your course. So we just need to make sure we've got our monthly communication all up to par. And also you can see where you are as far as what week you are in and your percent complete and your grade there as well. So this is what your announcement page will look like once you enter your course. You'll see a picture of me and 3 of my boys. I recently got married, so between my wife and my family, we have now a total of 8 boys. There'll be lots of good information on this announcement page, and just make sure you explore it, and we'll talk about a couple of those things. But one of the things I want to talk about is how to actually navigate your class. So in the upper left-hand corner, the My FLVS has some great information about connecting with FLVS and looking at some of the social media of FLVS. You're going to spend most of your time in the lessons and assessments area, and that'll be where you'll find your course lessons or your coursework, and the assessments will find where you actually submit your assignments. And always make sure if you have a number by that check email to make sure you look at that. That means that you have received some sort of communication from me or someone in the class. So navigating the class, again, so once you click on that bar, you'll see the lessons, the assessments, the gradebook. Take a look and kind of go through. If you want to really dive deeper into the pace, you would go under that course information section. But let's take a look at lessons. So always start by clicking on the Getting Started when you get in your course the first time and reading through the lesson. Then if you're in semester 1 or segment 1, you would go to module 1, or if you're only doing segment 2, you're then in module 4. Make sure you are doing all your lessons and completed in order. Do not skip around as the lessons build on each other, so it makes it a lot easier for you to understand when you go in order. When it comes time to actually turn in an assessment, you would click that assessments, and then you'll get a list of the actual assessments that you have still to submit, and then click on the assignment that you want to submit. If you need to write me a comment or note, that's where you would do that. Some of the assignments ask you to put a comment, say, oh, I'm doing push-ups and curl-ups or something along that lines. That's where you can add a comment in that student comments. And then you're going to upload a document, a file, or PowerPoint presentation. You would click Add Files, and then once you are done, you'll go ahead and submit for grading. Make sure you click that little box, and then it'll come up and say Submit afterwards instead of Save for later. When it comes time to check your gradebook to see after you submit assignments and how well you've done, you'll click that gradebook, and then you'll see where it pops up each assignment and what your score is. If there is an assignment that you did not do well on, you are allowed to resubmit that assignment up to a maximum of 3 times. One assignment you have in your course is something called the discussion-based assessments, and that's a phone conversation with me over the phone. So before we have that, I want you to make sure we review the materials and the lessons, because I'm going to be asking you some questions about some of the work that you've turned in and some of the things you've learned about in the course. There are study guides in the Hope Help site as well on the main page for these DBAs. When you're ready to complete it, either give me a call, send me a text, and I may be using an online scheduler. If so, it will be on the main page of your course. If not, just text me or give me a call and we'll set up a time to do that. There are 2 DBAs in each Hope segment. Make sure you're checking your announcement page because there's lots of great information. You will have a collaboration assignment due in each segment. What it is, it just means you're going to get together and work with other students, and there's different options. You can come and do live collaboration sessions, which is always the, I find, a little bit easier and more fun way to do it. And then the Hope Help site has some great resources for videos and suggestions on some of those assignments, maybe if you're not quite sure what you're supposed to be doing, and also has a great module and final exam review. Wellness plans are a big part of your course, and these are worksheets where you'll be tracking your physical activity throughout the course, and there's a wellness plan at the end of every module. Each one of your wellness courses must include at least 3 different activities you're doing and include a total of 420 minutes of exercise that you've completed. That is a really important feature to make sure you get proper grades. You'll notice on the physical activity log that you need to make sure that you're putting your dates, and at least 3 different types of activities need to be logged, totaling that 420 minutes. At the end of your fitness logs, you're going to be looking at your fitness tracker section, and you can use fitness tracker or apps to track your movements, or we'll have a formula that you can use based upon the amount of time that you have been doing an activity to turn it into a certain number of moves. Just make sure that you are trying to reach that daily goal of at least 12,000 moves by the end of each day. When you get to segment 2, there is a CPR requirement. You have 2 options. You can find a local class and get certified and then submit a copy of that certification card, or you complete the alternate assignment, which is a video of you performing the steps for CPR from lesson 6.04. And if you have any questions about that, certainly feel free to reach out to me. So what are some things I expect from you as a student? First off, check your pace chart each time you log in and never get behind. Check your email in the course daily, and check your grade book for my feedback, because if you didn't get full credit, I will give you feedback on some areas you could resubmit for improved grades. If you did fail something, I would highly recommend you revise and resubmit that work, and use that help site on the main course page because it's got great information. And take lots of good notes because your final exam is an open notebook exam. If you have any questions, make sure that you get them answered during your welcome call. I look forward to hearing from you soon and seeing your first assignment.